Hello everyone, Godzilla Guy here, and today we have the Evangelion Kiryu kit. Now, I made this quite a while ago, but I've just been putting aside making a video on it, so let's get into it. Rah. Now, before we get into things like articulation and just the sculpt and design, I picked this up on Big Bad Toy Store for around 120, I believe. Very, quite expensive. Now, for reference, it is pretty tall. Godzilla 1989, just to have stand beside him, just for reference. So he is getting dwarfed quite a bit. This thing is around maybe 9 or 10 inches tall, so very tall. So this was made along with another Kiryu for the Kiryu Type 2 and Tokyo SOS, and it uses the EVA 02 colors, I believe. A little bit of a different design, but this one is the one we're covering because I actually don't know the other one. So, the kit itself, it came in a pretty large box. I can find an image and put on screen. Very nice box art. And this took me almost 5 hours to make. Actually, no, I think over 5. I think it took almost 6. Now, there are quite a few things you pick from, like having small blades here and small things here, such as that. There's multiple different. Another choice is the eyes. I picked yellow eyes. If we can zoom in, There's a lot of different materials, such as rubber for the neck and right there. Hard plastics. There's some steel apparently. Where's the piece? This is steel, or maybe aluminum. I forgot which one it said. And so this took me, like I said, around 5 or 6 hours. So it was very, very. A lot. I think it was maybe like upwards of 400 pieces. And yeah, a lot of pieces. So let's start off with the articulation, because I know a lot of people want to see. Because I actually, for a while, I thought this was S.H. Monster Arts, because I saw the S.H. Monster Arts Godzilla EVA crossover, where they got the, I think, 89 design and made it the EVA 01 colors. But this is not. This is a different brand. So, let's start with the chest. You can have opening. It has a little bit of difficulty closing. It can't really close all the way. As you can see, it just kind of pushes against itself. So, really only close that much. But these two pieces can shut. It actually comes with stickers as well. It's just, I could not get them off for the life of me. They kept ripping. So, that was kind of a bummer. And so, I can not really get those closed too well. So, that's a little bit of a letdown, especially for the price. So, we have some articulation at the arm. You have to be delicate with it because some of those pieces can fall apart pretty easily. Some articulation at the elbow, like you would at SH. And you also have different hands you can pick from. I picked these, like, I have one of each. So we have, like, the more closed one, the more open one. Not really any finger articulation, sadly. But, yeah, so you can also take all this stuff out here and here. But that's that. The neck is pretty much all just like quite a few ball joints, so you can get a good look around. The mouth inside has the maser cannon, as you can see. Right, let me get something to point with. Let's get this pen. Let's see right there. Oh, you can pick different eyes. You can put in red eyes instead of running like in this rage mode, but I just stuck with the yellow because, there's not really any red on this guy, so I feel like just random red eyes look a little odd. The jetpack you can take off. A little difficult, but you can wiggle it off and put on the other dorsal plates instead. I have all the other accessories in the box it came in. And so what else? We also got some articulation here with these things. They can kind of move a little bit. Not really sure what they are. I think there might be cannons. We got some movement at the waist, and I just unplugged this completely. See, I have to be very delicate with this guy. He's not really a toy to use to play around with. He is more just permanent on display, at least in my collection. If you want to use him as much as you want, you do you. He has some movement at the chest. So, get some good ab crunches. I have a little bit of breakage here. This snapped off, so I have to get super glue eventually to... Oh, it's not even... Can't even see it. I will eventually have to get some super glue to fix that little piece right there. So you can see. The legs. These were the first things I made. So movement at the just hip. The leg itself. You can also move this around. These pop up. You can attach rockets inside. and then some movement at the foot itself, and that's about it for the foot. Nothing too crazy. So it's kind of difficult to get this back together. Let's see. Let's try and carefully. There we go. Yeah, it's a little sketchy to use this guy because of how expensive he is. Definitely do not want to break him. The tail. The tail's a really, real pain. I'm not even going to touch it. It falls apart really easily, and it's a real pain. Eventually, I kind of gave up, and I said, you know what? Let's just figure it out as we go. And like I said, falls apart very easily, which usually takes a sec to get back in there without having to pull something else off. So that's really my only complaint, how easily the tail. Also right there, as you can see, it's snapped. So definitely be careful with the smaller, thin pieces, because I have had a few things break. So I always see a lot of people saying how, oh, I really want to get the Eva Kiryu really bad. Well, I'm here to tell you whether you should get it or not, because unboxing channel, people value your opinion. So while editing this, I realized that the next like 2 or 3 minutes, I pretty much say the same thing over and over. So I'm just gonna go over the basic stuff. Is it worth the price? No. If you put it next to an SH Monster Arts that already comes fully assembled, you know, it's good quality, it's not really gonna break on you. In comparison to this, which is just as expensive, in fact, more expensive than some of the other stuff. You have to build it yourself, it takes hours, you can break stuff easily, you can't really play with it much, it's more just display. It's kind of a pain. It's really nice to look at, really pretty, but for the price overall, I wouldn't recommend it. If you're a hardcore Kiryu and Eva fan, still go for it, but in my opinion, not so much. Here it is. There's not really many videos of this on YouTube, so I thought I might as well get a video up on it. So here it is, Evangelion Kiryu. Is it cool to look at? Yes. It's cool. Is it cool to make? Not so much. Is it cool to play with? Definitely not. It breaks apart. But that's just my opinion. If you have a completely opposite opinion, you think it's the best thing ever, that is A-okay with me. Comment down below what you think about it. If you own it, definitely comment and tell me if you have any problems or things you recommend to improve it with. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm Godzilla Guy, and I just hope you guys have a good day, good night, good evening, and all that. And, yeah, Godzilla Guy out.